how feminine energy attracts the high value masculine man. Hello and welcome to Black Swan Relationship Academy. I am Chengi and you, my precious one, of course, are and forever will be my world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your dating and relationship expert, here to teach you ladies how to present as a high value, high status and high worth woman that men find completely, utterly and totally irresistible. I am having fun today on this Wednesday because I get to, unfortunately, Coach Mandrake is not going to be able to do any more videos for us, but he may pop in now and again. He will be available, of course, if you want to speak to him now and again. He's just got super busy, so I'm just covering his shift until further notice. But I am here to give you a little bit of that extra juice and that extra sauce. On Sundays, I will be doing some inner work stuff. And on Wednesdays, we're going to be talking about a little bit of strategy, how to move forward. But I've got to own up to this. I'm going to find it very hard to do anything too surface, too strategic. And because I have like 5 other coaches who are able to do this, who are able to show you all the strategies you need offline, online. Oof. You have the full deck of cards here in Black Swan Relationship Academy. So I'm going to leave my coaches to deal with that daily stuff, to deal with those strategic, everyday things that you're going to face in your dating world. And of course, you can join us at the Black Swan Nation, where you can be in a tribe of high value women who are on the same path as you. And all you have to do is subscribe on my website. But today I wanted to share with you what it is. What is the secret sauce? Okay. What is the secret sauce that really causes a feminine woman to magnetize a high value masculine man? I mean, like, what is it? I posted on my Instagram the other day. If you're not following me on Instagram, you want to do that at Black Swan Relationship Academy, because that is where all the juicy juice stuff happens really, really quickly. Instagram is just easier because the production time is way less than YouTube. So whenever I get inspired and I want to share some good, I put it on Instagram. And on Instagram, I have a video where I am sharing some of my escapades online dating. Yes, I go online. I'm on every website because I like to dip in there, see how things are moving within the dating world, how fast paced, how men are moving. I like to do some research. I love doing some research. I like to know what you ladies are facing. And so, woe betide my husband. He's just going to have to live with the fact that his wife jumps in and out of dating apps. Poor thing. It is my job. What can I say? But when I was on there playing with some of the boys, I do love playing with the boys. One of them was like, shopping and sending me pictures of expensive shoes and clothing because he wanted to win my heart and get me to go on a date with him. Yes, that's how it is for the Cheng out here in these dating streets. Why? Because I was able to trigger that attraction on the inside of him, because attraction has got really very little to do with the way we look. Yes, a man will pick us with his eyes, he will even fall in love with his eyes, but you've got to have a little bit more than that to keep a man in the 21st century hooked. Guess what? Because there's so many beautiful women walking up and down the place that you cannot simply think that your looks are going to be enough. No, a high value feminine woman depends on way much more. She gets the looks thing on point. She knows how to put herself together. She knows the clothes that suit her, and if she does not, then she needs to be booking a call with Coach Unique for a style concierge session. However, these things are easy to do. A little bit of preening, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you can really be your most beautiful self. So men are inundated with beauties everywhere in the world. But what is it that makes a man choose that one girl? What is it that makes a man fight a little bit harder? This video is really gonna be about that. We're gonna talk about what is that force and that energy that goes into the ether and grabs that masculine man, and he cannot resist you. It starts with mastering attraction, but I'm not gonna get into the mastering attraction because I've got a whole course on my website called the Mastering Attraction Masterclass with 10 points, the 10 pillars of attraction, how to wield them and get the man, okay, to be obsessed with you. So you can go and download that course and you can become a student of high valueness and femininity. But today I want to talk about that one component, maybe 2, maybe 3, that really aid feminine energy For a woman to really be high value, she needs to really be able to back up her standards. She needs to be able to back up her boundaries and be able to truly walk away if they are not being met. However, we sometimes struggle a little bit. So much easier to walk away from a man that we don't fancy or we don't see any potential with. It's like a boy bye, okay? But what happens when we actually feeling him? What happens when we really, really like him? Is we tend to fall back into our masculine. We fall back into that masculine energy, and then we don't really know how to proceed because now we're needy, now we're chasing, now we're going forward. Our energy is moving towards him instead of leaning back. And this often happens because the feminine woman needs to have self-esteem and self-worth and high confidence and bucket loads, okay? And you know, self-esteem that Bishop R.C. Blakes was talking about on this channel is a non-negotiable. Self-worth is a non-negotiable, and confidence and a strong identity and true healing of the soul all come as our currency in order for us to spiritually, energetically put our rod in the river of men and pull out exactly the one that we want. Why is it so important? What is self-esteem? What is self-worth? Ladies, I'm sure the dictionary has its own definition, but my definition of self-esteem and self-worth is really how highly you think about yourself and how highly you feel and how good you feel about yourself. So how highly you think about yourself and how good you feel about yourself, and cook those all together, and you've got one hell of a confident woman, a woman that comes in knowing her value and knowing her worth. And this is magnetic energy. The way you think about yourself is those electric signals that are going out into the world. And if you want to understand more about energy, I want you to download the Energy Mastery class, where I break down every single piece and component of energy so that you understand how it works. And when we're thinking good thoughts, we're sending out those electro signals. But when we start to feel good about ourselves, we start to magnetize men who make us feel good about ourselves, and men who in themselves feel good about themselves. This is the secret sauce. Ladies, how do we begin to work on this? We need to begin with our self-talk. We need to pay attention to the garden of our minds. We need to pay attention to the things that are going in. We need to pay attention to the people that we let into this space, into that space, because our inner world is something that we are the architect for. We are the owners and the architects of what happens on the inside of us. And ladies, it is hard work and it's frustrating, but once you learn and get that emotional mastery and are able to truly be the gardener of your heart, able to observe your thoughts, what is going on, able to create processes on paper as we journal, as we work through, where we build ourselves up and begin to really find that worth. Why? Because this is feminine energy at its absolute best. The feminine energy woman rests in her sense of being valuable, being important, and having self-worth. If you want to lose in the game of love, if you want to attract a whole heap of feminine energy men that need you to look after them, that need you to be the one that is paying their way, or understanding them and cherishing them and protecting them, then of course go right ahead and entertain a low self-esteem. Go right ahead and entertain a sense of low self-worth. Go right ahead and entertain feeling like you don't matter. Okay, these are not the currency for magnetizing and attracting a juicy, delicious, high value man. So what can we begin to do to build our self-esteem? Chengi, help me out here. I need to build my self-esteem, girl. Listen, if it was cheap, everybody would have it. If it was easy, everybody would do it. I am so sorry, because I find that I never am able to really deliver those quick little pointers that, other coaches and other influencers are putting out there. Just do these 10 things and supercharge your self-esteem. I wish I could, but I feel like I'd be lying. And I'm not saying any of those things are wrong, by the way, or that they don't work. But the truth of the matter is, we have to look at the ugly stuff, right? It's the ugly stuff that will always sabotage. It's the little foxes that spoil the vine. It's those areas that we don't want to look at on the inside of us. It's those thoughts we do not want to interrogate on the inside of us. Is thinking patterns and ways of thinking that we have normalized, not ever questioning what we really think about ourselves. Who told you that you were ugly? Why does it feel true? Who told you that you are not deserving of the love that you crave? Who told you that? Who told you that? And who has given them authority to say it? And how do you know they're telling the truth? We have to begin to question the narratives that we have about ourselves, and we start off by asking ourselves the right questions. Chengi, Sally, Jane, call your name. What are your thoughts about yourself? And take a piece of paper and pen and write down your thoughts about yourself. What are the things that you think limit you as a woman? What are the things? Is it because I'm too old? Is it because I feel like I'm too fat? Is it because I'm stupid? Or is it because I don't have any money? Or I don't have... What is it that is limiting you? What is limiting you from being the best that you can be? Then I want you to write down, what are my disadvantages? What are the things that I feel give me a disadvantage when it comes to the man that I want to attract, right? And then let's look at those with plain eyes and begin to ask ourselves, are these limitations and disadvantages out of my control? Is it completely out of my control to do something about my weight? Is it like completely out of control? Maybe you've tried various diets, but maybe now we need to go into surgery and see if we can have maybe, the stomach stapling, because maybe you've been dieting for 5 years and you've been doing your best, but it's not working and you just need a little bit of help. Maybe it might sound extreme, but it might be what you need. Or maybe we can have some liposuction. I haven't had any of this, but I will not put it behind me. I will not put it out of the way, right? I am saying that, what is it that we can do? What is it that we feel is a disadvantage? Because 99.9% of the things that we feel are a disadvantage can be fixed, right? If it really is something that you've gone to therapy about, work through, and really you just can't get your head around that particular thing about you, the mole that's right across your face, have it removed, that whatever it is that might be a threat to your self-esteem and to your self-worth, can you do something about it? Can you either work internally on yourself, go to therapy about it and begin to look at it differently and have a different perspective on it? Or is there somebody that can help you with that part of your, could it be that you just need to dress better and look better? How about you hire a stylist? Call up and get Coach Unique to help you out. Is it that you need better makeup? Go off to the beauty counter, hire yourself a makeup artist and say, can you teach me how to do my makeup and show me the products that work? Half of the things, 99% of the things that we feel are limitations and disadvantages, ladies, are just things that we've not taken out of our unconscious mind, put them on paper and really look at them and think, actually, I can put goals here. I can literally put goals in place to handle what I believe is my disadvantage. Okay, so I feel that being black is a limitation and disadvantage. Well, I can't change that. And quite frankly, I don't want to change it. I quite like being a black girl. So in that case, if I feel it's a disadvantage, how can I perhaps look at it in such a way that it is an advantage? I personally feel that being black is my superpower. That's how I feel about my blackness. I've never ever felt my whole entire life that it stops me from being or getting or having anything. It may be that it does, but I'm just so not conscious of it. I've never seen it as a disadvantage. And maybe that's because I think differently about it. So perhaps, we could start thinking differently about the things that we can't change. Maybe we can start to rethink some of the things we can't change and think maybe it is an advantage. Maybe I had a lady who was like, I don't get any men because I'm too dark. And I was like, you don't get any men because you think you're too dark, therefore you can't get any men. We're always validating that position, because guess what? There's some men that love themselves, some blackness. And the girls, the men that like fair skinners. I am somewhere in the middle, but I used to be very dark growing up. I was as dark as my shirt. I loved it because my mom told me that the prettiest girls are dark. And so I had a hard time, you know, when I started to lose my color when I came to the United Kingdom. I started to lose my color and have a bit more of that fairer complexion, more chocolate complexion. I felt like I'm losing my beauty. Why? Because my mom, she programmed my mind to see it different. And guess what? What's beautiful about, and because I saw it different, I never had a problem with men. When I was dark as my shirt, I had men following me everywhere. I've always had men, because my mindset and my ability to attract men had nothing to do with the color of my skin, but everything to do with my sense of feeling that I was beautiful and important exactly the way I was, because that's how I was brainwashed when I was growing up. And so we can brainwash ourselves to truly believe that the thing that we can't change is working for us. It's working for our good, because I tell you what, there's a scripture that says all things are working together for the good for those who love God and are called according to the purposes. How about we just agree with God and think, you know what, he doesn't make any mistakes. This must be working for my good. If it's something I can't change, if it's the color of my skin that I can't change, if it's, you know, the fact that I have these children and I can't change it, then they must be working for my good. If it's my age and I feel like I can't change it, then my age must be working for my good. How can I look at it in such a way that actually what I perceive as disadvantages and limitations might actually be my superpower, might actually be my angle, my unique selling point, only if I can see it from the right perspective. Because we can only sell to other people what we have. Because I have a good and healthy self-esteem about the way that I look, I can sell other people that I am an attractive woman, because I have a healthy perception of myself. I don't go around thinking I am the most attractive woman in the world, but I'm confident enough to know that God did a good job and he didn't make any mistakes. And because I was raised to believe that whatever you look like, that's pretty and that's beautiful. And so I've never really had that problem because of the way that I think. It may not be the truth. There might be someone in the world doing, that girl is nasty, she ugly, right? But my truth and my reality is, hey, I'm beautiful. I am God's best, one of his amazing creations. And so I see beauty in other people, I see it in myself. I feel that's a healthy place for us to start life. So can we look at those disadvantages, these things that are draining your self-esteem and your self-confidence and making you feel unworthy to attract a high-value masculine man? Can we begin to look at them on paper? And then I want you to write on that same piece of paper, I want you to write down what the alternative thought can be, or what you can do about it. If you don't like your weight, baby girl, you can go on a diet. You can change the way you eat. You can change the way you move your body, okay? And if that hasn't been working, you can have a conversation with a surgeon or a doctor and see maybe there's something that they can do on a medical level. Maybe it's a hormonal situation and maybe you need to see a naturopath. You know, there's so many ways of dealing with the things in our lives that do not bring us joy, okay? There's so many things. I have clients who've had their stomach stapled and are now at the weight that they love and they're happy and in love, because that was a block for them. It was a limitation. Did I send them to do it? No, I do not recommend any surgery for anybody, but it was a choice that they made. And I feel like we should be okay to make these choices and we shouldn't be shamed to get the help we need. And if it's just because you don't know how to talk to men and that, or you're a bit shy, get a coach, come into the Black Swan Nation, hire one of the coaches, make a call. These things can be fixed. Girls, there's no reason and there's no excuse in the 21st century. Even if you don't want to pay a penny, if you just sit around long enough and watch every video that has ever been created by the Black Swan Relationship Academy, you're going to have so much self-worth and self-confidence. It would be like you've had years of therapy and coaching, because we only bring our best content to this channel. What I'm saying to you ladies is that if you want to magnetize and bring a high quality man into your life, if you really want to have the best guy in your life and really be loved up, then you cannot do it with a low self-esteem, with a low self-worth, and with low confidence. You can only do it when you truly believe that you are worthy and you are deserving of the love and the affection and the care that you crave and deserve. And if it's not on the table, you're ready to walk away because you are absolutely, completely deserving. And so I hope that I've given you enough tools and I've given you enough understanding in this video to really resonate and to really position yourself as a high-value feminine woman and be in an energetic position to attract the man that you crave and deserve. Because baby, you deserve it. In the meantime, I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Do share, because we still have to get to that 100,000 ladies And gentlemen, I know we can get there. I absolutely know that we can get there before 2022. I am believing in you to help the Black Swan Relationship Academy send its message to everybody in the world so that we can all grow ourselves from within, truly transform into high value, high status, and high worth women. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And in the meantime, do take care of you. Love you lots. Bye-bye now.